Hello Captains, the Doctor here. Welcome back to our free-to-play playthrough. Rami Summers, tactical character. I am the Doctor. This is a pretty fun playthrough so far, and I have now ranked up actually to level 47. In the last video we left off at 46. Reason why is that I had some duty officer things that I had going on here, and I turned them in, and that has ranked me up to 47 to start off today's video with, so just note that. I am working on diplomatic missions whenever I can find them. That way we can rank up in the diplomat, but I'm only rank 1 diplomatic, so I have a very long way to go. Haven't really been doing that too consistently. If you're curious about my R&D, I have been leveling that up on the side as well. I'm pretty much at level 4 on everything, except for science and shields right now, and then working on that right now, so I am continuing to level up R&D throughout this process. It just takes a lot of time, and I really pretty much log on to this character only when I'm recording a video, so that's when I apply the upgrades there. Also, because we hit 47, a couple of things happened. I gained some more skill points, so what I've done is just slightly upped some things here. I have put a few points into energy weapon specialization. That is going to improve my starship critical hits with energy weapons, and I've also put some into projectile weapons. Again, that's going to improve my critical hit damage with projectiles. I'm not sure how far I really need to go up on that. I think as a tactical character it would be a good thing for me to do that, because I will hopefully be getting a lot of critical hits, and the more critical hits I can get and do, I really want to do a lot of damage with those critical hits as a tactical character. So I think that's important. I've so far left power right where it's at. I don't know if I should up my weapon performance all the way or just leave it there. And I also have not upped my armor yet. I could up it to there right now, but I'm gonna wait again and just see what happens here. See how many points we actually end up with when we get to level 50, and see how much room I have to upgrade some of my skills here at the in this last column. Anyway, that's that for right now. That affects space, so it's not going to affect me today. Because I hit 47, we gained a new power. This is the one I've been telling you about. This is called Tactical Fleet at level 47. So I have put the button on the hotbar. This is Tactical Fleet. This is a team damage and attack vector skill buff. This affects friend and self. So anyone you have on your team, if you're playing in an STF, for example, and they're on your team, this will buff them as well. It's going to do right now a plus 22.5% all damage for 30 seconds. So flat out damage increase for everybody, including you and your team, for 30 seconds. So this is a feature that tactical users use quite a bit in space STFs to help do more damage and get their DPS up and get the team's DPS up as well. And the level of this will increase. We're going to have a Tactical Fleet 2, and I think even a Tactical Fleet 3, and that will increase all of those numbers even more later on. It also improves starship maneuvers and targeting systems so that you have improved weapon accuracy for 30 seconds as well. So it's a very good ability that tactical characters have. They don't get it until 47, which we just got it, but it's going to be very useful from here through in-game and all in-game content. So be sure to put that button on your hotbar when you hit 47, and it looks like that when you activate it. So very cool. Our damage is now increased. We're doing more. We're doing 14, 18 DPS with it. Let's see what that drops to without it. It's 14, 18 with it, and we'll let that cool off here. It takes about 30 seconds. We got 13 left, 12, 11, 10, 9. So remember, 14, 18 is where the weapon is now. And without it, it is 1167. So that's the difference for right now using Tactical Fleet. Anyway, there you go. Just thought you should know about that. Alright, now it's time to do the next mission in the Cardassian struggle. We just did a second wave, and in second wave, basically a group of Jem'Hadar Dominion came through the wormhole and have taken over DS9, and we were pushed back to Bajor. So let's see what happens here. Of Bajor, DS9 has been conquered by the Dominion. Fall back to Bajor and plan the counterattack.
We've evacuated everyone we could to Bajor, and we're setting up a base there to coordinate our counterattack against the Dominion. I won't lie to you, though. It's not gonna be easy. We were caught completely off guard by Karakan and his fleet, and the Bajorans are none too pleased to have house guests. We must balance the needs of the civilian populace with those of the Starfleet and Klingon forces currently on the surface. Starfleet needs all the help it can get planet-side right now. Transport down to our staging area on Bajor. You'll find me there. Captain Kurland will join us as soon as he can.
So this is going to be a ground-based mission completely. Report to Messi Achebe. Now this one is going to introduce us to our next ground piece that's going to be part of our ground set we're going to put on. And this is the Jem'Hadar armor. And as you can see, it's got a health regeneration, a plus 50 kinetic and all energy damage resistance, and a shield regeneration. But what makes it unique is, number one, it is a Mark 10 item, but it's very rare, so this is like our first very rare drop that we've had in the game. Number two, it is going to give us a 2-set bonus called Jem'Hadar Shroud that I'll talk about. I think that's like a cloak. So, anyway, that's going to be cool. I'll talk about that at the end of the mission. I'm going to get it, equip it, and we'll see the difference with what I'm using now. But just note that is going to be a big part of this mission, is getting that armor. That's really going to help us all the way through in-game here. Also, I will not have to replay this mission because it's really the only reward I want to get right now out of this mission. The kit reward, I don't need a replay for. When we hit level 50, that's probably going to go up to Mark 11 or 12 anyway if I replayed it. So I won't replay it for that. I won't need to replay it for anything, really. Just once, and we'll get the armor, and we'll be good. Okay, we need to go to Bajor, Hathon. Hathon is the name of the city, and that always confused me, but Hathon is the city name. Welcome to the city of Hathon, Admiral Rami Summers. Commander Messi Achebe asked me to inform her when you had arrived. She's waiting for you in her office at Starfleet Base. I'll add the coordinates to your map. Now, this mission is very tedious. There's a bunch of optionals you can do, in the sense that, well, there's optionals you have to do, but then there are other things also you can do besides that if you want to. You don't have to do every single thing on this map that it asks you to do.
Hello there, friend. Do you need assistance? I get my hands dirty for the good of Bajor. We have a full-time botanist on staff here, but I'm the one who helps translate the science into practical applications farmers in this region can use to improve their crops. I've loved green and growing things since I was a child. Some of my earliest memories are of helping my grandmother in the garden, as she taught me the names of all the plants and how to care for them. No matter how much Bajor advances, it will always be a world that respects and values its forests and farms. We live in harmony with our world, just as the prophets intended.
Well, that's lovely. So there are a lot of contacts on this planet. It is open. Oh, everybody stopped walking for a second. That was freaky. It is an open world environment, so you will find other players here. For example, here's another player. So you will find other players in this game as well, or in this map as well.
How can I assist you today? I don't even know if I'm supposed to be talking to you, but I always wanted to join Starfleet, so this is my first week on the job. I was expecting to get months more training, but Colonel Kuba says he needs every militia member on the streets. I thought this was going to be a great job. I get to help my friends and neighbors and serve the community. But now, with the Klingons here, they're so angry, and I don't want to die.
Oogie. Oh, there's the Klingons right there. They're arguing with them. Let's go straight to Messia Shebe. I forget exactly where she's at. She's in this yellow circle here. This way? I think I went too far, actually. Or maybe not. I don't know. I get lost around here, too. No, she's on the other side. Didn't go far enough. Now, what I'm going to do today is, because there's so much you can do on this map and in this world or whatever, in this mission, I'm not going to do every single little thing. But feel free to do so if you want to. You want to spend some time here. You could really spend a lot of time here and do some things. And it would give you some more skill points if you were really in need of skill points. Something called standoff. See, we're not going to do that right now. Alright, here we go.
Time is short.
Welcome to Bajor. This will serve as our base of operations while we work to retake DS9. I need you to give me your best here. Everyone needs to be in top shape for the counterattack on DS9. But before that can happen, we need to make sure this base is fully operational. This base is fully operational. Where's that from? We're guests here on Bajor, but the locals don't view us that way. I thought the Bajor joining the Federation would be a step in the right direction, but the Bajorans in this city seem to think this is the second coming of the Cardassian occupation. Be on your best behavior and try to do all you can to smooth some of the ruffled feathers. A civilian uprising is a headache I don't need. I'll have something for you later. Report to Lieutenant Jarell Cab first. She'll know what tasks are most critical. So now we got to go to a different contact to do some things for her. And that's pretty much what this mission is going to involve today, is just bouncing back and forth between people and doing things.
How can I help you?
Great to see you. We can use all the help we can get here. The attack on DS9 has put everything here into a tailspin. We're setting up a base to coordinate the campaign to take the station back, but it's slow going. This area of the city is older, and it doesn't have the infrastructure we need. Good thing we have talented officers like you who would know how to whip up a few technical miracles.
Do you need something?
Alright, so we've got two options here. We've got aggressive assimilation, which is a Starfleet objective, or tactical objective is system security. Now, you only have to do one of these. It doesn't make it that clear right now, unfortunately. But you do only need to do one of these. You could do both. You could go back and do both, but it's not necessary. Because we're a tactical officer, I'm going to go down the tactical path and choose tactical system security. Okay, the Bajoran computer network in this part of the city was built for civilian use. It can't handle the increased traffic or the encryption patterns that Starfleet uses. And now, with the Jem'Hadar and DS9, this network is more important than ever. We need to update all of the firewall software and upgrade the network so it can handle all we're throwing at it. I know that network security was part of your tactical training. Can I depend on you to help us deal with vulnerabilities in the network? Tactical. Track down vulnerabilities in the local computer network and make modifications to deal with the increased traffic. Now it tells you that you only need to complete one of the following missions to advance in the story. Starfleet, which is aggressive assimilation. If you're KDF, you do eavesdropping on electronics. If you're engineering, you do required renovations. If you're science, you do walking around, or tactical system security. And I'm doing the system security.
I'm here to help.
So that's what we'll do. I might come back and do the aggressive assimilation. I'm not sure. I've never actually done it before. But anyway, okay, we need to literally go find all the security exploits and patch them. It's going to be these white circles, I think. Okay, update firewall protocols. You thought this would be a simple upgrade, but there are already breakdowns in the Bajor network. You will need to find and modify every affected terminal to ensure that the network can handle even a minimum amount of traffic. Great. Now I have more work to do. Okay, now look at all these white circles that just popped up. That's what I have to go trace down. This computer network was designed for civilian traffic and isn't up to the demands of a major Starfleet operation. We're doing upgrades as fast as we can, but I think there might be a security leak somewhere. There are drops in signal strength that indicate something might be siphoning off data. I could use a tactical officer trained in network security to help me track down and correct any possible issues. Well, that is what I'm doing. Why are we in an area that wasn't upgraded? This is what the Bajorans offered us. The capital city has limited space, and other regional centers are in mountainous regions that might prevent us from bringing down as many shuttles and other large pieces of equipment that we need. Hathon is in a mostly agricultural area. The tech is a little out of date, but there's lots of wide open spaces and a steady supply of foodstuffs. Also, there has been some population drift from this area to the cities, so there were some buildings that we could repurpose without displacing any of the current residents. How thoughtful of us. What do you do here? Commander Achebe has assigned me to make Starfleet systems compatible with the existing Bajoran ones, and it's not easy. We've been slowly upgrading all of the computer networks on the planet since Bajor joined the Federation, but with the war it has been a lower priority project. Work in mostly rural areas like Hathon hasn't been completed yet. Now we are going to have to scramble to get the work done as quickly as possible. Okay. I don't have to worry about that. We just need to go to all the little white circles and get the systems up and working. Here we go. The computer terminal is operating normally and has not been affected by the increased computer usage in the local network. You need to check other terminals. Okay, let's go check this one over here. The firewall issue could be a bigger issue than it appeared to be at first glance. There's another node nearby being affected by the increase in traffic. It's like one after another. Let's see, there's one way up there. There seems to be one going that way too. Well, let's take care of this one because I'm already going this way. You will need to upgrade the firewall software of this terminal, or all terminals in this area could be vulnerable to slowdowns or viruses. Also, your scanner detects another node nearby that is being affected by the increase in network traffic. Yep, let's go back to that one that was over here. Oh great, more opened up here, but let's go back and take care of this one I was close to before. Or did it disappear? It's like way down there now. Yep, that's what this mission pretty much is, a bunch of running back and forth, and you're going to do that a lot here. But, just have to do it to get through it. This computer terminal is operating normally and has not been affected. At least, the circle didn't go away. At least, this mission is open world with other players. So that keeps it a little interesting, a little bit. You could at least interact with other players and see what they're doing, or you could team up with other players and get things done as well. Like one team member could go do some stuff while the other one does other stuff. Okay, cool. The computer network in this area of the city has been completely upgraded and is now secure. Network traffic is operating at peak sufficiency. Whole bunch of noise there, but basically network security. We did a good thing. Need to return to Jarrell Kev now. And I didn't go down far enough. Lots and lots of running. Oh, you know what I could do? I forgot. I got motion accelerator. That helps a lot. That will help a lot on this map. Thanks for your help. Now our computers are operating at peak efficiency. We could use more officers like you.
I'm here to help.
Okay, well, I guess it takes away the Starfleet option. Unless you add it when you're doing these, it makes it disappear. Okay, so we have two other options now. Again, it doesn't tell you right here, but you don't have to do both of these. You just have to do one. Contemplating captains or studying soldiers. Let's see what contemplating captains is. We have several holodeck training programs developed for the Advanced Tactical Training Program as an introduction to ground combat against Dominion opponents. This one will pit you against a changeling. It's unclear whether there is a changeling with the Dominion forces on DS9, but it's always a good idea to be prepared. You can use a holodeck here to run the simulation. So we only need to do studying soldiers or contemplating captains.
I'm here to help.
I do not like the one with the changeling because it's hard to capture the changeling. You have to get it when it's in its liquid state and then capture it. I think I'm going to go with studying soldiers. We have several holodeck training programs developed for the Advanced Tactical Training Program. This one will pit you against Jem'Hadar. I know you will be in battle, but it's always good to be prepared. So
I'm here to help.
This one's going to be Jem'Hadar. Much better than changelings. More fun, I think. The changelings are really tough, and you're just firing at one enemy forever and ever and ever till you bring it down. This one you get to fight against a group of Jem'Hadar. And that's really all you're going to be fighting because there is no changeling on DS9. Any day now. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. I know you can. These load times sometimes are so crazy. There we go. Okay, basically we need to defeat Jem'Hadar until there's no more. Let's do it. That easy. I'm going to take all the loots. Very easy.
Personal shield losing power.
And that's it. The changeling one takes a lot longer to do because it's hard to bring that changeling down. So I recommend doing this one here. This one's much better. And that's it. Now we can turn that in. Alright. I bet you feel like you could take on the entire Dominion right now. Holodeck exercises aren't like real combat, but anything that will help us prepare is important.
I'm here to help.
Okay, now we have another one. Scrutinizing starships or fleet findings. We have several holodeck training, blah, blah, blah. This one will pit you against large Jem'Hadar ships, from cruisers to a dreadnought.
I'm here to help.
This one will pit you against small Jem'Hadar ships, ranging from fighters to cruisers.
I'm here to help.
This one's a little harder than this one, but for us, really not a problem because we are doing a lot of damage right now. So I'm
here to help.
I'm gonna do the big one here, and we're gonna take down a dreadnought. That sounds like a lot of fun to me. And ooh, I can't use my thing because I used it too bad. I forgot about this because I could have used my new tactical fleet right now, but it's on cooldown, and I'm not gonna wait 2 minutes.
Ship is under attack. Target shield has failed.
Pretty cool. Okay, time for a battleship now. It gave me support thinking I'm gonna need it. Ha!
Ship is under attack. Target shield has failed.
Look at all those torpedoes. Wow. Okay, there's a battleship. Now we get the dreadnought. Now I can use all my powers. Ooh. I'm gonna wait Oh man, they brought a fleet in. I was gonna wait so that this would cool down so I could use it, but they're already attacking it, so I guess I won't wait. Oh, now I can use it.
Target shields have failed. More shields failing.
That was a little more difficult, but not too bad. Mainly, I just couldn't get a good hit because I was waiting for that to cool down. But I couldn't do a lot of fire at once. A lot of rapid fire is what I really needed, but that was on cooldown. Anyway, not a problem. I had it well in control, even if the fleet had not been there. My job here is to keep the holodeck running. The technology part is simple, but then I started working with Commander Achebe to program combat training scenarios. She's demanding, but I like working for an officer who knows what she wants. If these programs can help one person get ready to fight the Jem'Hadar and retake DS9, all the work has been worth it. Excellent. Keep up the good job, lad. You're doing a fine job. Okay, good. We can turn that in.
Do you need something?
Thanks to you, we have everything under control here at the base. You should head out into the city to help the Bajorans. Colonel Kubus Pol of the militia has been asking for assistance. Find him, and he should be able to point you in the right direction. We couldn't have done this without you.
I'm here to help.
Okay, so that's pretty much all you have to do with her.
Do you need something? I'm here to help. I'm
Again,
here to help.
If you want to do the other ones, like Starfleet or the KDF one, if you're KDF, you will have to go ahead and add them while you're in the menu. Don't complete them, or else they disappear completely. But if you add them all to your menu, then you'll have access to all of them. But it's not necessary. I mean, it'll get you some more skill points if you need them, but not a whole lot. So just really not necessary to spend that much time on it, because this is a long mission anyway in itself. Okay,
we have a situation here.
Welcome to Bajor. I wish your visit here could be under better circumstances. This whole DS9 situation troubles me, and having Starfleet here on Bajor has opened up some old wounds. And letting the Klingons come down here too, that's just like dropping a plasma torch into a deuterium tank. What we need to do now is convince people that they're safe and that we have this situation under control. Alright, is there anything else you need? Now this is, again, you have a choice here. It doesn't say so, but you do. You can either do religious requirements or occupation overreaction. And I'm going to tell you, occupation overreaction, you have to go quell people. And it takes a little bit of time to do. But the religious requirements, that goes pretty quickly. We need to find a way to soothe people here in the city. It also, it helps the people. So, the conspiracy, basically we're going to go light some incense for them to make them happy. I mean, that's the gist of the religious one. We're going to light some incense and make them happy. And it goes pretty quick, as you'll see. So we need to go talk to this person called Ranjan Ravel over here. He's going to let us know how we can help the Bajorans, make them feel better. And here's an orb here. Let's talk to the temple priest real quick.
Greetings. Do you seek the wisdom of the prophets?
What do you do?
I am a seeker of knowledge. I spend my days in service and prayer. The prophets have many things to teach us, but their lessons are subtle and full of mystery. It takes a quiet, attentive mind to understand. I am not as wise as Ranjan Ravel, but he is always willing to help pilgrims like me find our way. I may never fully grasp the wisdom of the prophets, but I can try. The journey to enlightenment is a blessing in of itself. If that is all I ever have, it is enough.
And there's an orb right here. Pretty cool. we are going to get to interact with that orb later on in this series. That's going to be pretty neat. Now, let's talk to Ravel.
I follow the will of the prophets.
Admiral, there has been a great deal of civil unrest. The loss of Deep Space Nine is reminding people of the dark days of the occupation and the Dominion War. And while most people were pleased when Bajor joined the Federation, there were others who believed that Bajor should remain independent. Having Starfleet and Klingon officers building a base here now has stirred up a lot of dark feelings. The people are uneasy and afraid.
The people of this city need to remember that the prophets are watching over them, and that everything that has happened is all a part of their great plan. I've been going through some of our texts to try to find a way to explain the will of the prophets, but there are many books, and I must prepare my sermon for the next service. Perhaps you can think of something we can do to restore faith in the prophets. Please, use my books. You may find something in one of them that will soothe my people's troubled hearts.
Search Bajoran religious texts for a way to calm the people. And I'm just going to tell you, you don't need to read all of them. Obviously you can, but the one that we're looking for that's going to help us is the Gratitude Festival. That's the one you want to read. So it's just over here away from all the other ones. And you don't really have to read it. You just have to go through the pages, like next page, and then close, and you're done. Now we just go burn the incense, and that's it. There's 7 of them, not too difficult. We just go over here and interact with these things, and that's pretty much it. And there's 1 of 7. There's 2 of 7, and they are on your map, the white circles. So just follow the map, and you will find them all. And my motion accelerator is going to help us here with these. So there's 4 of 7. Six of 7, and the last one is over here. Actually, I forget. We are going to interact with the thing now, because we're going to go back to pull, and the next one is we're going to get to interact with. We're going to choose the option where we interact with the orb. I forgot about that. So it is in this mission, actually. So that's easy. The religious thing is done. The people are happy because we burned some incense, and now we don't have to worry about them. Yay. Come back to him. Good. Are those Batarat leaves I smell? That always takes me back. Even in the refugee camps, we would burn Batarat leaves with our renewal scrolls. It always made me feel better knowing that the prophets were watching over us. Thank you. I think we all need a reminder of that is temporary. Things will get better. Now we have the other one. Petition the prophets or Soil Saver. Soil Saver is going to have you go back to that gardener or whatever and do something with plants. Honestly, don't do that. Just do petition the prophets. All you have to go do for this is accept it, and we're going to go to the orb, and it's going to talk to the prophets. Are going to talk to us. Not the prophet. Yeah, the prophets. Yeah, the prophets are going to talk to us via the orb. And that's going to give us actually a little bit of information about why the Dominion fleet is here. Why did this Jem'Hadar come through the wormhole now and take over DS9? There's a reason, and this actually kind of touches on it here. So this is a good one just for lore purposes anyway. Here we go.
You are not grateful. We saved Bajor at the Cisco's insistence. It cost him dearly.
We moved the fleet, but we needed to put it back.
A hand that remains closed
ceases to be a hand.
The fleet needs to exist, as you must return.
So that one, it sounds a bit cryptic, but actually makes a lot of sense. Now, if you are not familiar with DS9 episodes, or you've never seen an episode of DS9, that will be very confusing. And even if you have, you might have forgotten a certain episode of DS9 where Cisco asked the prophets to help get rid of a Jem'Hadar fleet, Dominion fleet, coming through the wormhole that would have taken over DS9. He asked them to help him with that. They did, and of course they just disappeared, but we never knew what really happened to that fleet. Well, apparently that's the same fleet. Now remember, this happened a long time ago. Apparently what the prophets did is just remove it from time. But they had to eventually put the fleet back in the wormhole. They couldn't just remove it forever. So basically, they just took it out of time, and then, 30 years later, here we are, and put it back. So now that's why it's here in our time. Pretty much it. All right, you should feel blessed. The prophets don't speak to everyone. I have faith in their plan for Bajor. You are an important part of that plan.
Peace
and pretty much now we are done with those two people. Now we go talk to Messiah Chebe, and then we're gonna get some more things to do. So yeah, we're not done yet. Still got a couple more things to do before we can finish this mission. Pretty lengthy, especially if you've never done it before. It can take some time to complete. All right, is there anything else that needs to be done?
I have new orders for you.
We've managed to set up a subspace relay outside in the courtyard. I need you to try to pick up any transmission coming from Deep Space Nine. We need intel, anything we can to learn, blah, blah, blah. Subspace Spyworks accepts.
I have new orders.
And we're going to go to the courtyard and try to spy on DS9. See if we can contact anybody that's on DS9. This one is really pretty easy, except it could take a while if you're not lucky and you don't get the contact you need. But you basically, whenever it lights up green, just hit the contact and see if it's the right one. Like, if it's ops, that's not the right one. Yeah. Who is this? Yeah, in transmission. So we need to go back. That wasn't the right one, obviously. And you just change the frequency until it lights up green and see if that's the right one or not. We do not want Dabo with Lita, so we'll go back. Increase, here we go. Could try, I don't think we need the replicator network, no. So keep going. Change to megahertz. I don't even know which one I was in. Let's go to megahertz. I don't know which one I was in, actually. I guess I'm in megahertz now, so let's change to gigahertz. This one's just a little tedious. You just have to basically keep clicking until you find it. Bashir 62, no, that's not the right one. Oops. Security office is not the right one. Go back up toward the top, make sure I got everything at the top. Niners is not the right one. So that's everything there. I guess we're going to have to go to terahertz now. We'll go down. Ah, that's it. Accessing private network 5492. See, it lights up green as well, so that's the right one. Hey, who is this? How did you find this channel? Wait, don't terminate this communication. I'm a friend. Oh wait, I know you. I recognize you from earlier. You were trying to help that Teferi ambassador get a holosuite appointment. I like your style. I'm Hadron, the bartender at Quarks. This is my alternate subspace communication channel. I use it for business matters, legitimate, legal business. Sometimes I don't want Krillin and company listening in on my dealings, but that doesn't make them any less legitimate. Alright, can you tell me anything about the Jem'Hadar on the station? They're terrible for business. There are a lot of them. They're mean. They don't eat or drink, and they brought Ketracel White with them. The Vorta with them has been in once or twice, always orders tula berries, never talks, and never pays. My profits are going down the drain. Hey, you are planning on coming back, right? Bringing the fleet back to kick these guys out? I need actual paying customers. I'll even give a discount on all drinks for the first hour after the station is reclaimed. Top shelf drinks excluded, of course. We are taking Deep Space Nine back, but we need your help. Oh right, the Jem'Hadar Alpha is named Karukan. He's a real rough customer, the biggest and the meanest of all of them. And he's got a Vorta with him. Her name is Loris. She's tough, but she hasn't gone out of her way to make our lives miserable. She's allowing those of us who didn't evacuate to stay, but only if we toe the line and don't give the Jem'Hadar any trouble. Honestly, how is a businessman supposed to make a living like this? The weird part is that they think the Dominion War is still going on. I heard Loris and Karukan talking. They expected an entire Dominion fleet to be here waiting for them and a changeling to be in charge. It's crazy. They've been hauling people in for questioning, and teams of Jem'Hadar have been tearing the station apart looking for this captive changeling. What happened to these guys? They get stuck in a black hole for 30 years? Thanks for your help. We'll return as soon as possible, but you'll need to hold out for a little longer. Okay, now we can take that info to Achebe. See, they think it's 30 years ago, so they're confused. That's an interesting development. I'll keep in touch with Hadron. Maybe we can get more information.
I have new orders for you.
Okay, I managed to contact someone on the station. The Dominion are looking for a founder, and they think the war is still going on. We need to clear up this confusion pronto. Maybe they'll be willing to leave the station peacefully if we convince them that the war has been over for decades. I think we're ready to contact DS9 and try to talk to the leaders of the fleet. I want you to be our contact. Captain Krillin will link in and assist you during the negotiations. Now I need to go to the Bajor hardware headquarters thing. Back over this way. Finally, we're at the last part of this mission. Okay, let's contact DS9. Hailing Deep Space Nine.
Who is this? What do you want?
Let's not be so hasty, Karukan. They obviously went to a great deal of trouble to contact us. I am Loris of the Dominion, temporary governor of Deep Space Nine.
She's got one heck of a second chin there. Okay, so...
Thank you for agreeing to talk, Loris. I am Captain James Kurland of the Federation Space Station Deep Space Nine. It is my hope that we can find a peaceful resolution to this conflict.
Of course, Captain. You want your station back. But this is a war, and your station is my prize.
I know this will be hard for you to accept, but there is no war. It's been over for decades. Your fleet was diverted when you attempted to pass through the wormhole. The prophets... There is a great deal we have to explain, but please understand, we are not your enemies.
I don't think
I am not a fool, Captain. We have reviewed the records in DS9's databanks. Why should I believe this fantasy of prophets and time travel? Show me proof that what you say is true.
Well, I don't know if you'll listen to me, but let's show video records from the end of the Dominion War. That sounds cool. Yeah.
The Dominion War continued after a combined Starfleet and Klingon force retook DS9. When the Romulans entered the war on our side, things began to turn. The Dominion recruited the Breen to their cause, but the disease that was attacking the Founders put them on the defensive. They ultimately retreated out of most of the Alpha Quadrant, creating a defense perimeter in Cardassian space. Soon after, a Cardassian official named Damar led a rebellion on Cardassia Prime, breaking the standoff. The Dominion was forced to surrender.
Do not try to deceive me. That cannot be what happened.
But it
Why
is.
should I believe these recordings are real?
Well, they are real. So show casualty figures, and no, she would think we just fake those as well. Corroborate with records from other species involved in the war, or prove the authenticity of the historical records. Yeah, let's try to prove the authenticity of it.
You make a persuasive argument, but I'm not completely convinced. Historical records can be interpreted in many ways. You may be using evidence that supports your premise, and ignoring anything that does not.
No. Is there anything we can do to convince you to leave DS9 peacefully?
Enough!
Guess not.
I will consider your arguments carefully, but you must understand that I am under orders as well. The Founders gave me specific instructions before I left the Gamma Quadrant. I accept that may have been many years ago. Nevertheless, mere time cannot countermand the commands of the gods. We are attempting to contact the Dominion in the Gamma Quadrant. As of yet, we have been unsuccessful. Until I speak to a Founder and receive new orders, we will remain here. Deep Space Nine belongs to the Dominion.
I don't think that worked. Okay, return to Achebe. Well, that didn't work. Next thing to try, please. Thank you for all of your assistance. Now that we know more about the current situation on DS9, we can decide how best to take a tactical advantage. There is only one end to this scenario. Admiral, we retake DS9. There is no other acceptable alternative. And no other acceptable alternative for me but to take this Jem'Hadar armor, huzzah.
I have new
Congratulations, Admiral.
Now, Operation Gamma is the next mission, so be careful here when you choose this. This is not a mission that takes place on this planet, Bajor. This is going to be a mission you have to go into space. It's a whole different mission, so just keep that in mind. It just shows up because it's the next mission on your career path down the Cardassian struggle. As you'll see here, you've got Second Wave, then of Bajor, and then Operation Gamma is the next one. So we won't do that right now. We're going to do that, of course, in the next video. But what I want to look at right now is our reward that is going to make us awesome, and that's the Jem'Hadar armor. So here are the actual stats on it. Remember, I'm getting a boost or a buff to it because of my combat stats that have been increased in my skills. So that's why the numbers on it look higher than they did when we looked at the mission rewards. Now, compared to what I've currently got on, it has the exact same kinetic damage resistance and all energy damage resistance as the armor that I currently have on. I've got on an energy dampening armor, Mark 10, very rare. I did get that as a drop. I forgot I did get a very rare drop already. Anyway, it has the same, but only because the armor I have is a Mark 10 very rare, just like the Jem'Hadar one is a Mark 10 very rare. So if you were not me and you were playing this game and you didn't get this Mark 10 very rare armor drop like I did, and you only using a rare or an uncommon or a common or a Mark 10 or a Mark 9 or 8 or something worse, then the Jem'Hadar is going to have an advantage with kinetic damage resistance and all energy damage resistance based on any other armor. So if you don't have the very rare Mark 10 that I have, then it's going to be better than what you have pretty much. But it has other stats associated with it as well. It has a +1 health regeneration, whereas I only had a plus 0.33 health regeneration on that shield. That's the Reg HP there, give me that. But this one has a +1 health, so it's got a higher health regeneration. It also has an 8.5 shield regeneration, which is same as what I already had. Now, it doesn't have the disruptor and phaser damage resist. But honestly, you know, that's okay. I'm going to take the Jem'Hadar armor over what I currently have on, pretty much because of the whole 2 and 3-piece set bonus. Because I have the Jem'Hadar Polaron auto rifle on, when I equip this, I will have this 2-piece bonus that I'm going to gain called a Jem'Hadar Shroud. So when receiving any damage, there's a 7.5 chance of getting a stealth for 8 seconds and an all damage for 8 seconds. So basically I will be able to do more damage for 8 seconds when this enables on the ground. So that's going to be pretty cool. And of course combat armor does affect the armor strength. So if I up the armor more, I'll have more resist on it. So because of the set bonus, the 2-piece, and the fact that I do want the 3-piece once I get the shield, I am going to switch over my armor here. So that's all I have to do. Now I have the Jem'Hadar armor on. Now there's no visual associated with it, so it's not like I can turn on a visual. I don't know if there are any Tailor unlocks for any unique visuals with it, but I don't think so. But anyway, this armor and in combination with this gun is now giving me that 2-piece bonus called Jem'Hadar Shroud. And as you can see, it says part of set Jem'Hadar Armored Shroud 2/3. So that means the 2-piece bonus is activated right now. I just have to, you know, let it do its thing. It'll turn itself on and activate automatically for me. So I don't have to do anything to activate it. But now that's what's going to help me all the way through in-game. I'm not going to have to change my armor, and I do want to leave this gun on. So all the way through in-game, that's going to be a thing. The only reason I would change the armor would be to upgrade the Mark version on it. This is a Mark 10. Of course, I would want an 11 or 12 or whatever. But right now, that's what I have. So that's what I keep. Now remember, in the last video, I had put some Ketracel White and a Tribble together. Look what I got. I don't know if it was because of these that I put down here, but I'm guessing it is. It's because of something. But anyway, I did make a Gamma Quadrant Tribble. So here is my Gamma Quadrant Tribble. Removes all previous tribbles, of course. Plus 5% damage versus Dominion. So if I'm fighting just the Dominion, I'm going to get more damage versus the Dominion. And a 5% improved stealth and perception as well. So that's what Gamma Quadrant Tribble does. But now I have a Gamma Quadrant Tribble that I made. So I own that now. I'm going to go ahead and leave this Tribble and more Ketracel White in here, and we'll see if we can make another Gamma Tribble. I mean, why not? We'll just keep making Gamma Tribbles all over the place. But this armor I'm no longer going to need. What I might actually do is put it on one of my bridge officers, yeah, because it's better than a Mark 9 common. So I'll go ahead and put it on Eliza Flores. She can have a much better armor now, so that kind of upgrades her. And everything else just gonna stay the same. Now I have the Jem'Hadar armor on, and I've got a Jem'Hadar weapon as well if I wanted to use it. But I have to have it equipped in a weapon slot in order to get the 2-piece bonus, which I do. I'll use it some when I get a chance next time, just so you can see what it looks like, the Jem'Hadar weapon, because it's kind of unique. But that's it. I really don't have to do anything else now. I am geared up with the Jem'Hadar armor and the weapon, and then I look forward to getting the shield to complete the set for the ground, and then of course there is a space set I'm looking forward to as well. But of course all that will come in the next few videos. The next one will be Operation Gamma. So thank you all for watching, and stay tuned for the next one.